Hi friends, today I am going to take second chapter of class 9, that is constitutional design. First of all, there is a extract is given, that's the democratic constitution in South Africa, in which Nelson Mandela's a quote is here. He said that I have fought against white domination and black domination, and I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and a free society in which all persons have together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. So, friends, we know Nelson Mandela is an eminent person who who fought a lot with his followers, to remove all type of apartheid systems, or caste racial discriminations in South Africa, and he and other seven leaders were sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964 for daring to oppose the apartheid regime in his country. So, in South Africa, there was an apartheid regime, and he spent the next 28 years in South Africa's most dreaded prison, that is Robben Island. So we know, about for 28 years his life was in Robben Island prison. In South Africa, non-whites did not have voting rights. So there in South Africa there were non-whites and whites people there, and the white people ruled them, and so that the non-white people have no right to cast a vote like that. And the African National Congress was an umbrella organization that led the struggle against the policies of segregation. So African National Congress is an umbrella organization which is situated in South Africa, that led the struggle against the policies of segregation. The white racist government continued to rule by detaining, torturing, and killing thousands of black and colored people. So the white racist government continued to killing, torturing, detaining all the non-white people. Apartheid government came to an end, paving way for the formation of a multiracial government. So there was a formation of multiracial government after the apartheid government. Then the constitution is the supreme law that determines the relationship among the citizens, and the relationship between the people and the government. So friends, we know the constitution is the supreme law making body, supreme law, and in every democratic country there is a constitution, so that this constitution determines the relationship between the citizens, and the relationship between the citizen and the government. And also a constitution is doing many things. Some of them are here, that it first include it the constitution generates a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for different kind of people to live together. So the first role main thing thing made by constitution is generating a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for different kind of people to live it together. Then the second thing is, constitution specifies how the government will be constituted, and who will have the power to take which decisions. So a constitution which specifies how the government will be constituted, and who will have power to take which decisions. Okay, then constitution also lays down limits on the powers of government and tells us what the right of citizens are. So a constitution which lays down limits on the powers of government and tells us what the right of the citizens are. Okay, then the constitution also expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. Okay, so constitution also expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. All countries that have constitutions are not necessarily democratic, but all countries that are democratic will have constitutions. So we know there are democratic as well as non-democratic constitutions or countries are there, so that only the democratic countries which have certain constitutions. Then comes making of the Indian constitution. Our national movement was not merely a struggle against a foreign rule, it was also a struggle to rejuvenate our country, to transform our society and politics. So it is saying that there was a foreign rule for India for about long years, and this there was a national movement was there to fight against these types of foreign rules. So the national movement was there to rejuvenate our country and also to transform our society and politics. Then comes the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly, it's the definition here, drafting of the document called the Constitution. Okay, drafting of the document called Constitution was done by an assembly of elected representatives called the Constituent Assembly. So, listen, friends, the drafting of the document called the Constitution was done by an assembly of elected representatives called the Constituent Assembly. The elections to the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946. So, the first elections to the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946, and its the first meeting of Constituent Assembly was held in December 1946. And after this meeting, there was a division of India and Pakistan, and the Constituent Assembly was also divided after that. So after the division of India and Pakistan, the Constituent Assembly also divided. The Constituent Assembly that wrote the Indian Constitution had 299 members. So we know the Indian Constitution was written by the Constituent Assembly, in which there were 299 members. And the assembly adopted the constitution on 26th November 1949. Okay, the Constituent Assembly adopted the constitution on 26th November 1949, but it came into effect on 26th January 1950. So please remember the dates. Then Constituent Assembly worked in a systematic, open and consensual manner. So it is saying that the Constituent Assembly is worked in a systematic, open and consensual manner. Then it's saying about Constituent Assembly debates. Okay, what are Constituent Assembly debates? So every document presented and every word spoken in the Constituent Assembly has been recorded and preserved. These are called Constituent Assembly debates. So friends, every document presented and every word spoken in the Constituent Assembly has been recorded and preserved. These are called Constituent Assembly debates. And another point is that Mahatma Gandhi was not a member of Constituent Assembly. Then the service of India means the service of millions who suffer. That's a common point, is that common and important point. Service of India means service of millions of people of India. And India has an ambition to wipe away tears of every age. So India has an ambition to wipe every tears of every age. And next comes the preamble in detail. So we know the preamble well. So each and every words are going to be deeply explained here. Some of the words are here in preamble, that is important words. We the people of India, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, like that. So we have to explain, deeply understand what are these words mean. Okay. First one is we the people of India. It means the constitution has been drawn up and enacted by the people through their representatives. So it is starting that we the people of India. So friends, listen. The constitution has been drawn up and enacted by the people through their representatives. Then the second word is sovereign. People have supreme right to make decisions on internal as well as external matters. No external powers can dictate the government of India. Okay, so that is refers to the word sovereign. Then socialist. The wealth is generated socially and should be shared equally by society. So that is referred to as socialist. So sociality means wealth is generated socially and should be and this wealth should be shared equally by society. The government should regulate the ownership of land and industry to reduce socio-economic inequality. So government should regulate the ownership of land and industry to reduce socio-economic inequalities. The next word is secular. The citizens have complete freedom to follow any religion. There is no official religion. Okay. And the government treats all religious beliefs and practices with equal respect. So, the citizens have complete freedom to follow any religion. There is no official religion. The government treats all religious beliefs and practices with equal respect. And the next word is democratic. Democratic, a form of government where people enjoy equal political rights, elect their rulers, and hold them accountable. The, the government is run according to some basic rules. So that is referred to as the word democratic. Okay. Democratic means a form of government where people enjoy equal political rights, elect their rulers, and hold them accountable. And next is a republic. The head of the state is an elected person and not a hereditary position. Okay, the head of the state is an elected person and not a hereditary position. The next is justice. The citizens cannot be discriminated on the grounds of caste, religion, gender, social inequalities have to be reduced. So, justice means the citizens cannot be discriminated on the grounds of caste, religion, gender, social inequalities and have to be reduced. Government Government should work for the welfare of all, especially of the disadvantaged groups. Then only the word justice become meaningful. Then the next word is liberty. There are no unreasonable restrictions on the citizens in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. So, liberty means there are no unreasonable restrictions on the citizens in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and the way they they wish to follow their thoughts in actions. Then equality. The traditional social inequalities have to be ended. The government should ensure equal opportunity for all. Then fraternity. All of us should behave as if we are members of the same family. Okay, all of us should behave as if we are members of the same family. No one should treat a fellow citizen as inferior. That is fraternity. Then comes the institutional design. The constitution is very long and detailed document. It needs to be amended quite regularly to keep it updated. Okay, that's why sometimes it is known as a living document. Constitution is a living document because the constitution is very long and detailed document. It needs to be amended quite regularly to keep it updated. And they made provisions to incorporate changes from time to time. These changes are called constitutional amendments. So, the constitutional amendment is a change in the constitution made by supreme legislative body in a country. So, constitutional amendment is a change in the constitution made by the supreme legislative body in a country. Then amendments. Constitution defines who will have how much power to take which decisions. So constitution defines who will have how much power to take which decisions, and it puts limits to what the government can do by providing some rights to the citizen that cannot be violated. So our constitution also providing some of the rights to citizen that cannot be violated. Then that's all about chapter. Then some of the glossaries are given here. Glossary words. Apartheid. Then clause. Clause means a distinct section of a document. Okay. Clause means a distinct section of a document. Then constituent assembly, an assembly of people's representatives that writes a constitution for a country. Then draft, a preliminary version of a legal document. Okay. Draft refers to a preliminary version of a legal document. Then philosophy, the most fundamental principles underlying one's thoughts and actions. The most fundamental principles that underlying one's thoughts and actions. Then preamble is here, that is an introductory statement in a constitution which states the reasons and guiding values of the constitution. Then treason means the offense of attempting to overthrow the government of the state to which the offender owes allegiance. Then tryst is a meeting or meeting place that has been agreed upon. So friends, that's all about chapter. So we have completed our second chapter, that is constitutional design here. Okay, thank you friends.